Matsuo Basho was the Japanese enlightened Zen mystic and master, famous for his short poetries known as haikus. These haikus are not from mind or thinking. They are simply what Basho used to see in utter silence, and just write it down. These short lines in the hands of an enlightened master carry deep meaning. In a very early age, Basho started getting popular for his poetry. Despite of his success, Basho started feeling dissatisfied and lonely, and then he drew his interest towards Zen meditation. He was not just a poet. Before becoming a poet, he was a mystic. Before he started pouring out with beautiful poetry, he poured deep into his own center. He was a meditator. Here is an example of one of the Basho's haikus poem, Lonely is My Way. Time is always present. It never goes anywhere. It is always now and here. Have you ever met the past? Yes, you have imagined, dreamt about it, but your dreaming about the past is not the past. Your imagination is not the reality. Where is the future? Except in your desires and in your longings and in your passions. Where is the future? And these longings and desires and greed and ambitions are part of your mind. They are not part of time. For a man whose desires have disappeared, whose greed is no longer there, do you think there will be even a slight shadow of tomorrow? With the desires and longings going away, the future dies, and with the memories and imaginations and the dreams dropping, the past disappears. Then what remains in your hands? You cannot even call it present, because present is possible only if there is something past and something future. In that context, the present is the middle, but if the future disappears and the past dies, the present cannot live. The present is also part of your mind. Your mind is time, and when time ceases, your mind ceases. Then you simply are. You have to understand this background. Then only will you be able to see Basho's tremendous insight into things, transforming small experiences into great metaphysical truths. As he saw the wild duck fly past, Basho said, "What is it?" He is not asking about the wild duck, he is asking about it, and it contains the whole existence. But obviously anybody who understands only language and knows nothing about that which is beyond language will agree with Hyakujo. Hyakujo said, "It is a wild duck." But he has not understood that Basho would not ask about the wild duck. He can see it himself. He is asking about it, another name of existence. What is it? The wild duck is just an excuse to raise the question. What is existence? Existence is not a wild duck, although a wild duck is part of existence, but existence is far bigger. Need of Basho contains the totality. The poor wild duck is not even a dewdrop in the ocean. But he gives another chance to Hyakujo to understand that his question is not directed about the wild duck. Basho said, "Where is it?" Hyakujo goes on committing the same mistake. That is the nature of mind. It goes on committing the same mistake again and again. Hyakujo said, "It has flown away." The simple word "it" in the eyes of Basho contains the whole existence, hence it cannot fly away. Where will it go? It contains all, but poor Hyakujo is still concerned with the wild duck. He cannot understand that a great master like Basho cannot ask such a stupid question, and if he is asking, then there must be much more than language contains. Basho at last gave Hyakujo's nose a sharp pinch. Hyakujo cried out with pain. Basho said, "There, how can it fly away? Existence cannot go anywhere. It is always here. How can it fly away and where? It is everywhere. That small it contains the whole." Hyakujo cried out with pain. Rather than sympathizing or being compassionate, Basho said, "There, pain brings you here. Pain has a certain quality, the same as pleasure. They bring you here." And a sharp pinch on the nose, and Basho asked, "There, when the nose is hurting, how can it fly away?" In existence, everything is formal. Today somebody is alive, and tomorrow he is gone. Who is he? Where was he, and where has he gone? The flower that was dancing in the wind just now is no longer there. All the petals have withered away. From where did that flower come? From where to where has it gone? What was it? Certainly, it was not just the petals. It was a certain expression of existence. It was real. It was not a dream. It came out from nowhere. It remained in nowhere. It has gone into nowhere. Nowhere. I would suggest to you again to break that word in two. Make it now here. Just a small hyphen. That is the meaning of nowhere. Now here. Put together it becomes nowhere. But looked at deeply. Now and here are the realities. Perhaps you cannot see it now. It has entered into its own essence. Again will come the spring and again will come the flower. It has been coming again and going again and again back into its invisible house. Basho has seen, talked, taught and exhausted the meaning of the mountain clouds and moonlit seas. But Joe does not understand flown away. Secho is using Haikujo's everyday name, Joe. Joe does not understand. He sees, but he sees only the form. He does not see the formless. Otherwise, even in the wild duck, you will find the same essential soul as you will find within yourself. The whole existence consists of one soul with millions of formulations, but the content of every form is the same. Even now he cannot understand that nothing goes anywhere. Everything remains here like the pain. In fact, it has never gone anywhere. It has been in its essence since eternity and to eternity.